What up? What up? What up? Been quite a while since I ran one of these, but time to get back into a little bit of a rhythm. Time to connect with all the folks out there, and good timing on USA basketball because a lot of interest in that, and really it was just great to see those players together this weekend. I'll play some of the footage for you. I want to get your reactions to it because I've done a bunch of videos on it, but I think it's yeah, it'll be productive or not productive. It'll be a bonding session to hear what you guys have to say about it as well, because it's been a minute since we've seen a lot of these players on the floor. Obviously, it's been a minute since we've seen Caitlyn Clark on the floor, and that's a big deal. Want to welcome everybody who's never been here before. If you've never been here before, I am Robert Lundberg. Please click the subscribe button, the like button, all those things. And for all you members out there, like Kevin, I don't know, I guess he just became a new member. I thought he was always a member, but let's get the memberships up. I want to do some membership events. I want to offer actual, perks for you guys, and let me know what I can do to make the membership experience better, so we can grow the members as we continue to grow the channel. The last video shows that there's a lot of demand for what I've been talking about, and a lot of demand for obviously Caitlyn Clark being back on the floor. Member chats do go first. So member chats and super chats do go first. That is one obvious benefit, obviously, rather than waiting in the queue. But I will get to as many people as I possibly can get to. Let's get to the topic at hand right now, instead of me rambling here, and that is what happened at USA Basketball this weekend. They've called it Paige Beckers came up with the nickname Young and Turnt. Whatever. It's not exactly my favorite turn of phrase necessarily. I don't go around saying turnt in my day-to-day vibes or day-to-day life or anything like that, but it makes sense. It makes sense given her age and given this group. And you look at that group right there, specifically, obviously, Caitlyn, Paige, Aaliyah Boston, Angel Reese. She's hiding behind Paige right there. But you also see Kiki Iriafen and Sonia Citron and Rakia Jackson there with Stephanie White in the background. But I've said for a long time that this next version of USA Basketball, this next version of the USA Olympic team could be kind of a dream team of sorts. When you look at it, and obviously Michael, Magic, Bird, Barkley, and Barcelona was a whole experience. I'm not saying it's going to be exactly that. I'm also not saying that the women's basketball team has not been dominant. They have. They won gold in 8 straight Olympics. But notably, Caitlyn Clark wasn't on the team last time around. Biggest star in the history of the sport. She'll be on it this time around. In addition, you'll have all of the other players who have come up in this movement, like Angel Reese, like Paige Beckers, like Clark's teammate Aaliyah Boston, whoever else makes the squad, of course. That is combined with the veterans who are still in their prime. So you'll have, some of the old era, but it will be a changing of the guard. Avengers Doomsday, I think that the trailer came out. There's going to be a new Team USA assembled, like the Avengers, in a new era, and it is certainly going to be young and turnt, as Paige Beckers likes to say. So that's the real long and short of it, of course. It is something really cool. It is a nice thing to see in what is a long off season, especially with the CBA negotiations going on right now. You don't know exactly how that will get resolved, but I have to imagine it'll get resolved rather quickly, right? Like, hopefully I liked what Caitlyn said about it from USA Basketball. And of course, we did see Caitlyn back on the floor for the first time in quite a long time, which was just to see her healthy is a big deal. This was the first clip that really blew up. But one of the things about Caitlyn is the way she moves with the basketball in her hand. She is an elite athlete, and sometimes I don't think her athleticism gets credited enough, because it's not like a vertical leap athleticism, but her ability to push, her ability to remain in control of her body and coordinated is special. And you see it here with the ability to push the pace, step back, and hit her signature shot. So it was just nice to see Caitlyn Clark back in action. It was just nice to see that out there. It wasn't that wasn't the only play she was involved in. This was a cool play with her and Jackie Young and Aaliyah Boston. What I liked about this is, one, it shows you how quick Caitlyn looks now. She can start and stop on a dime again. And then she's comfortable working with Aaliyah Boston, and not to mention Jackie Young, one of my favorite players who can just do it all. But you see Caitlyn coming with the dribble handoff to the right. Nice feed to Jackie Young. Misses inside, but look at her battle for that rebound. Kick it back out to Caitlyn. Caitlyn knocks down the three. And she looked comfortable shooting her threes. She looked comfortable with her base underneath her. I think that was, a big deal, a big thing to see is how comfortable Caitlyn Clark looked in that regard with that base underneath her, with the shot, which she struggled with due to the injuries and everything like that. Then there was, the play with Paige Beckers that blew up a little bit. And this is a good pump fake by Paige. Now it's a broken play. It's funny, people try to use this for like pure engagement bait rather than just like talking hoops and basketball, but we get it. I get it. Chelsea Gray with the ball misses the shot here. The ball bounces perfectly to Paige. Caitlyn's just trying to close that space and get out there because Paige is open. Great pump fake by Paige. Passes Caitlyn by. Knocks down the three. And the footage from Paige Beckers looks really good from this camp as well. If I had to guess, to me, that's the starting backcourt in 2028. Caitlyn Clark, Paige Beckers. That's my guess. I think, if Jackie's still healthy and ready to go, I would love to see those three play together. But that's how I think it will wind up shaking out, because they can play off of one another. And then you get to see, that group play together too. The young players play together, including Angel Reese, who's an underrated passer, by the way. I think that's one thing. Angel Reese will do well in this environment because she can play off of others. She rebounds the basketball. She doesn't need the basketball to be effective. She's a good passer. So I think Angel could be a really good addition to the squad as well. But you see them in action here. Caitlyn with the basketball off to Angel. Now, they're not playing anybody, of course, so it's pretty easy. But nonetheless, Paige, Cash. Then we're back the other way. Angel up top. Kia, Caitlyn. That shot looking good. That shot looking pure. And we're coming back. And this time it's going to be an Angel Reese assist to Caitlyn Clark. How about that? But just nice to see all of them out on the floor and that star power and what it represents and, what it's going to be in the future. This is the new era, right? Like, this is USA basketball heading into an exciting new era. And all of these players are now, household names or getting close to household names, most of them at this point in time. And there's the two right there, Paige Beckers and Caitlyn Clark, who were the most talked about players at camp, I would say, all things considered. And just, it's fun to see it out there, see it happen, see Caitlyn back on the court. I mean, when was the last time Caitlyn played? In July before this? She looks good. She looks healthy. That's a huge win in and of itself. The team is obviously, Sue Bird is focusing on moving forward, getting to, a transition period. They're still inviting. And by the way, some of the players who weren't there doesn't mean they weren't invited, or doesn't mean they won't be a part of the team, Asia Wilson or whoever else. But you also have to remember 2028 is a ways away. So that's 3 years into the future. It's hard to see exactly where some of these players will be at that point in time. The next thing they have is the qualifiers in March, and then the World Cup is next fall. So there will be a run from this team in the near future. But overall, just excited to see them out there running together on the floor. I thought it was worth talking about. It's the most action we've gotten in quite a while since the season ended. And, when you look at the season as a whole, since then, it's been all like the CBA bargaining talks, which I get it. It's important, but I don't really have too much else to say about that other than get a deal done. Get a deal done. Make it happen, right? Make it happen. Because it's too important. What did Caitlyn say? Let's see if I can find what Caitlyn Clark said about the CBA. I thought she actually kind of nailed it. Not surprisingly, but let me see if I can find that. Something's not working with the Twitter search right now. Caitlyn Clark on the CBA talks. Here we go. I have to play it off Instagram. But here's what Caitlyn had to say on the first day of USA basketball.
Myself, thinking about these CBA negotiations, like this is the biggest moment the WNBA has ever seen, and it's not something that can be messed up. And we're going to fight for everything that we deserve, but at the same time, like we need to play basketball. That's what our fans crave, and that's what all of you crave as well. Is you want the product on the floor. And at the end of the day, that's how you make the money. That's how your market goes. That's what the fans get excited about. That's what the fans want to show up for. So, it's business and it's a negotiation, and there has to be compromise on both sides. And, we're starting to get down to the wire of it, and it's become really important. And, obviously I want to help in any way I can, and I try to educate myself the best I can. Obviously, I can't speak to every single number. It's pretty complicated, but I think there are different things that we can find ways to say, no, like we certainly deserve that, and we're not going to compromise on that, and then other things that we can probably compromise on. But like I said, like this is the biggest moment in the history of the WNBA, and I don't want that to be forgotten. Similar, it's important that we find a way to play this next season, and I think our fans, and even everybody that has played in this league that has come before us, deserve that as well.
So that's perfectly said, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know how she could have possibly said it any better. They need to play, no question. They also need to get their, just due. Both things can be true, and compromises happen in negotiations. So all of those things, it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that it won't be worked out, and that would be an epic cell phone, an epic face palm, an epic own goal, however you want to put it. But in the meantime, we did get some Team USA action. So that was cool to see. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Member chats, super chats will go first, and I will get to those in a second. Members, let me know what we can do a members only stream very soon if you would like, but let me know other ways that I can incentivize and pay you back for being a part of the channel and supporting me, because that's important. And I want to hear from you, because it matters to me what you think. I've been working on a project here and some other stuff been going on. But I wanted to make sure I touch base and connected while there was something to connect about, and won't disappear from these, going forward. We'll be here. I'm not committing to any sort of regularity at the moment, but I will definitely make sure I show up for some live streams. And then, of course, the channel has been populated as well. And one thing this all taught me is like that women's hoops angle, the Caitlyn Clark, the Fever, the WNBA, NCAA women's hoops. That's what people are coming to me for. So that's what I'll be here for as well. If you want to talk about John Cena or Avengers Doomsday or anything like that, of course, we'll always mix in my other interests in pop culture and sports at large. But I know what I know where the bread is buttered, if you will. All right, let's get to the comment section. Member chats, super chats go first. Matthews Muses, great to see you again. Appreciate it. Shouts to the members. What's up, Tay Boogie? How you doing? Matthews Muses adds, I thought it was interesting that Kelly and Amber were there. That is interesting. They've tried to show support at a lot of different times and places. So that is that is significant. They've tried to show support and backed up their teammates and everything like that. But as far as what it means or the implications, I don't know if there's any broader implications. Maybe the free agency thing can play in. Who knows? Look, we've seen on the men's side USA basketball being a breeding ground for free agency talk. And we also know that the WNBA is currently in the midst of an unprecedented free agency, right? So it could factor in. Everybody had some team representatives except for one player. Who's that one player? You gotta give me the hint. Because I know if you're talking about Angel, the former Wings coach was there, who's now on the Sky. So there was somebody from the Sky there. I believe she's an assistant on the Sky. So Angel Reese, Latricia Tremel is an assistant on the Sky. So Brett Atwood recruiting Jackie Young to fill in the Kelsey Mitchell spot. I mean, I don't look. Kelsey Mitchell's not going anywhere. I would be very surprised if Kelsey Mitchell goes anywhere. And I think Kelsey Mitchell and Jackie Young and Caitlyn Clark could all play together. Yeah, they might be a little undersized, but you saw Stephanie White try it with Ari McDonald. So I'm not regardless, I don't think the Fever have made it very, very clear where Kelsey Mitchell is on the priority list. And I wouldn't think that would change based on anything, really. I'll answer this comment from Diana because she's a loyal listener and viewer. Hate to bring this up. Any truth to any rumors out of stalkers at the training camp or team hotel? So, guys, this is too serious a thing for me to speculate on. I saw what you're referencing. There was basically a TikTok that said, Caitlyn took pictures and was a little shaken up because there was a stalker at the team hotel. I'm not saying it's untrue, but I'm also not saying a random comment on TikTok is enough for me to run with. Caitlyn looked happy and looked like confident there. Obviously, I hope it wasn't the case. And if it was the case, I hope it is and was swiftly dealt with. But I don't have enough information to tell you anything on that. And by the way, my play out what I just said. Everything I just said would apply regardless of the situation. Member chats, super chats, go first. Quick rejoin, jump off today, like and subscribe. Sometimes I feel like I don't do that enough. I have to promote myself more. That's one of these things I've learned over the years is like I always deliver as far as like the audience and viewership and all that, but sometimes I don't self-promote enough because it feels weird. I got to make sure you guys like and subscribe and join the membership list and all that sort of stuff. So how's the big project going? The big project is essentially done. It is essentially done. Let me find out when I can talk about it. Hopefully I can find out this week when I can talk about it, but the big project is essentially done. Now, I got stuff going on the home front and everything like that, but on that work front, that took me out for quite a while, or at least didn't take me out. That's the wrong phrasing. You know what I mean? Occupied me for quite a while. All right. My guy, Lou Flores, he's always supporting me. What's up, Lou? How you doing? Thanks for the check-in, Robin. Look forward to hearing about your project. Yeah, it's like I said, it is in the process of coming to fruition. How's that? Most of my work is done. But it should be exciting. Should be exciting. And it's right up your guys' alley. Let's put it that way. Get those likes and subscribes in. Get those memberships in. Member chats, super chats go first. Matthews Music asks, was that picture with Paige, CC, and Angel together real? No. That looked like AI to me. I mean, they were together. They were on the floor together. But that was not real. That one where they're all like hugged up, that was not real. Tay Boogie asks, do you think Cena tapping out was the right decision? Well, I was kind of mad at it in the immediate aftermath. You know, the guy who never giving up to end his career. I've seen a lot of the rationale about the smile being him coming to terms with the end and it not really being giving up as much as letting go. And all right, you know, like I can see it. I guess I understand that. So some people have kind of convinced me. I do think it, you know, bottom line is whether it was a good or bad decision, ultimately, like really in that business, what you want is a reaction. And when, you know, people still talk about Brock Lesnar ending the Undertaker streak, this is kind of similar to that. And therefore, I would say they got the reaction they wanted. Triple H has all this heat on him now, and people are going to be curious to see what WWE does next. But my initial reaction was not a positive one. Brandon Sleep says it's a big free agency year. The smart front offices were probably there. Yeah. I mean, look, everybody's got to put in work right now. No question. CC's legs looking strong, but above the waist. Looks like she has lost a little of the bulk. Seen a lot of comments of that. A lot of comments about her looking like she slimmed down a little bit. And I think that's true. You know, look, I'm not going to sit here and cause and affect it and say Caitlyn bulking up is the reason for her injuries or anything like that. Impossible to really know. But she doing things differently than last year makes sense in a lot of ways, considering what happened. Also, I'm running the parallel vertical view as well. So I don't know how that works for people, but it told me to it was recommended by YouTube. So trying it out. Let me know if you guys like it, your experiences there. Again, also let me know how I can. We should do a membership drive soon. I don't know who wants to. Maybe Kevin. Kevin, you should champion the membership drive. We should have like a goal. But if we make the goal, then there's a payoff for the members. How about that? Like we can set a goal of, you know, by the end of January or whatever, we get to a certain number. And if we hit that goal, I do something for all of you. That makes some sense. I got to plan it out more than just spitballing it live here, but you get the point. Brett Atwood, odds of Kelsey retiring, crazy end of the season for the Chiefs. I don't think he'll want to go out like that. Diana says, I saw a video of both Candace Parker and Aaliyah Boston. They both agree that the toughest one-on-one player of the league is Kelsey Mitchell. What do you think? I mean, it's hard to argue against that. You can't get horizontal to work. Let me know if everybody else is experiencing that. I just was listening to YouTube. It recommended I try both. I don't have to stay in that mode, but I think they're trying to pilot it and get it all out there. So if anybody else is having that experience, let me know so I can address it. I just followed, like I said, the recommendation there. Okay, there you go. So yeah, there should be two separate links. Free shirts. We do got to get shirts made. And then, yeah, all the members would get free shirts. That would make some sense. No problem. Good. Okay. Somebody, one of the regulars who's, I don't necessarily think is a member, but want to say hi. Hey, Katie, what's going on? Want to make sure, I say hi to everybody. Like I said, I won't be gone for that long again. I'll make sure I do these on a semi-regular basis in the off season here. But I did, I have been populating. Go check the other videos out, everything like that. And I just thought Team USA was a good entry point to get back in. So you should be able to choose your format, though. Gregory, it's not it's not one versus the other. There's the way I'm understanding it is there's two separate links. So that might be confusing. That would be confusing to me. But yeah, it looks like, and there's more of you guys. I'm looking at the numbers now. There's more of you guys on the traditional format. So if you're having problems with it, you can go to the other one. I think it's just offering the option for both. Offering the option for both. Correlation is excellent, Brett. I agree. Does a great job. And it just was cool. It's cool to see. I feel like that Team USA is a whole new era. Definitely. Two different links. One looks like the normal live. The other one more. Yeah, that's the way I think it's supposed to be. Define turnt. Turnt is so turned up, right? Like, think of it like that. It's a vibe, exciting, energetic. No more. It ain't that deep. It's not in my normal vocabulary unless I'm messing around, but that's more or less what it means. That's more or less what it means. All right, y'all. That'll probably do it for today. Wanted to reconnect. But like Volume 11 from Spinal Tap. R.I.P. Rob Reiner. Didn't he direct Spinal Tap? He also directed The Princess Bride, which I would argue is one of the best movies ever made. That's a crazy situation. 6'7", I hear all the time. Diana, all the time. Who in here turned for more content? Let me know your membership ideas, please. Please, for real. Like, I want them. Send them. Drop them in the comments later. Message me offline. However, I want to make sure that I am taking care of you guys for joining, and I want to broaden the membership aspect as well. I mean, look, that last video I dropped, it's cool to see, even in a downtime like this, we're at 32,000 views or whatever on the last video I put up. So, I appreciate that. And thank you. Drop those comments while you got a chance. Don't forget to hit the like button. All that and then some. But that will do it for today, guys. Wanted to check in. I will be back. How about this? I'll commit to at least once a week on a live for right now. And after that, obviously, we'll ramp that up. But I'll keep populating the videos and everything like that. Make sure you get your likes and subscribes in. Let me know your membership ideas. Let me know content ideas. This is a community. Maybe I should start doing more of the community posts on there as well. But it was good to talk to you guys. Good to see you guys. Good to share and enjoy a little bit of time and, connect. And until the next one, eat.